welcome to my channel. My name is Patty. Uh, I have been doing tarot for many years, but since the start of the year, I have been uploading videos, most often titled Spirit Animal Message. And it was mostly because this way, whoever found it would maybe more be in, maybe somewhat more of an alignment, and just kind of giving it up to the all. Or, because I think the universe works in through everything. Because the universe is the all, the, creator is everything, us and the external. I was doing this, this is not associated to any of the shorts that I have already uploaded. I had been not uploading for a few days, and this is just some sage I would like to burn. And I just, for those that are subscribers of mine, I just wanted to give a few minutes to face my subscribers, and to those out there that haven't been subscribing, feel free to subscribe. Before I get into a reading, the reason I hadn't been uploading is I've been looking for my bird, Vocals. She had gotten loose recently, and I have been very busy doing my best to get her to come home. I had found her several times. I hadn't seen her in a few days. Don't know if I'm going to find her or if I'm going to get her home. So the stress of that has been just getting to me, and it's been really challenging for me to feel capable of giving a reading. And then I felt very careless because of the way my bird got loose. It was unfortunately my fault, because I know she was on me, and I had walked out to get my dog, and she came up from my back. She wasn't on my shoulder, she was on my back. I thought I had brushed her off, but she wasn't off me. She was on my back. And she's only a baby. I've had her since she hatched. I had her since before she hatched, because I had her in an incubator, and she's a cockatiel. I have videos of her on my channel where she's at since she was a baby, along with her sibling, Guitar. And I just pray she comes home. And let's all do maybe a body scan, and then maybe we can grouply, whoever comes to this message, since there is no such thing as, really, in the grand scheme of things, there's no such thing as time and space. We become one in this way when we connect, even at a different time, in a different space. Relax our eyes, relax the top of our heads, relax our cheeks, relax our ears, relax our nose, relax our lips, relax your jaw, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, relax your right arm and hand, relax your left arm and hand, relax your back, relax your chest, relax your abdomen, relax your glutes, relax your bottom, Relax your perineum. Relax your left leg and foot. Relax your right leg and foot. Deep breath. Hold your breath. Squeeze. Release. Sending you all positive healing vibes. And let's set the intention together that my bird vocals comes home. To start out, I'd like to, starting out, I just like to say, for those out there who have a totem animal or maybe a creature that is of a higher vibrational nature, I know I do. We all do, I feel. We just get lucky and figure out what that is through meditation and connecting to ourselves. But personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. Okay. So, whatever you're facing as the audience, perhaps that is to say, I think of myself and what I'm dealing with in this present moment, and I think about, how life can, throw curveballs, and it feels just like this within life itself set back on a level because, I go through these moments of highs and lows. When I find her, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have her back. And then low when I can't find her for, over 24 hours and I don't know if I'm going to see her again. And I think about that rising within yourself to rise above the emotional weight that something like this can bring, and how it can at times affect your life on the external, where, I've been really doing my best to leave it up to the great all, because I feel like, I've chased her countless times and she's been in front of me and she still flew away. And then I have, responsibilities that I'm required to be present for. So there's been times where I've had to, go to my where I recently have been working outside of this channel because I'm not monetized just yet. I would love to be monetized and be able to put, more energy into my channel, because I love tarot. I've been doing it since I was a little girl, and this is why I do it every day, or I had been doing it every day, is to know it better. Because there's one thing to study it, and there's one thing to do readings for like family and friends that I know. And then I had done some personal readings, of people that I had not ever met, and they had gone so well. And I see so many readers doing general readings, and releasing them on a platform. And I just thought that would be a really great way to, stay consistent, because I don't always have a client and I don't even know, I haven't even started getting paid to do this. I do this because I really have a passion for it. I've learned things through my time studying, like through oracle cards. I loved this oracle deck right here. It's a spirit animal oracle deck. If you are a person that likes to, use cards like this themselves just in their own personal life, I highly suggest to get this, and I think that it's really been an eye-opener for me as far as intuition and how it connects to the images. And sometimes, we do get attached to the I think about how in tarot we have, the text of what things mean, and then there's the depth. There's so many layers to every card of what they mean, and then there's working with them, and through working with them you start to sense this energy within every time working with any singular card. And once you start perceiving that the card can be this initiate to give the insight required to give that intent, that intuition, what the roadmap to what is being what is attempting to come through as guidance. Because these videos, depending on what you believe, these can be as entertainment, or the world, we are all connected. We are all connected, and we can channel, and it's actually very easy to channel. It's something we are all doing, mostly always unconscious, unless we start to face ourselves, which more and more people are facing this part of themselves and perceiving it as a common part of humanity. Intuition. We are hanging out with somebody for a long period of time, or sometimes not even that long a period of time, and then we start, I don't know, just knowing what is required for them without them having to say anything, because we have that intuition, and it works through our senses, and we end up in the right places at the right time sometimes, and we don't even know how we do it. And I think about how we end up in the wrong places at the wrong time as well. I think about myself with my own bird, and I apologize if this beginning is long-winded, but I hadn't even been doing a reading because I did the shorts, a few shorts, which I will do the long forms for those shorts, but because I keep having this resistance jumping back in, only because I keep feeling this pull to continuously look for vocals, and unfortunately I just don't have any way to find her as of right now. She's just not in the local area. She's ventured off somewhere further away from the area. And I did ask if I would see her again from, through the cards, and they did say that I would. So that's something that that made me feel a little better on the inside, that there was this definite hope. And I kept looking for her and calling her name and calling that name. I kept getting the star card in my mind. The star card kept coming up in my mind, almost to say, it's like, yeah, you're there's this focus of something from the past and concerns of the future, but then there's this hope within that in between space, because there's this something that's guiding the present moment to be in that space, and that would be the star, which is my bird vocals, which she is also a star of this channel. I've had her father for 15 years. I apologize. I've had him for 10 years, and I apologize again, 11 years. And he's probably about 15 years old, because he was already an adult when I had gotten him. And his partner that I had before was also a lot older, and the person who owned them had passed away. Anyways, back to the reading. So for this reading, I would just like to draw from a channeled energy of what is for those that are coming here, your energies. What do you most require to know presently? So I'd like to bring in, because I don't even know who's going to be coming to this reading. Could that energy come forward and just assist me with a guided message for those that would be coming, to help them on their journeys as to what's to come for them. And I will do, how about this? We'll do 3 different readings in this video. So, depending on what you resonate to most. Okay? First, if you resonate to this orange calcite, that will be reading number 1. Okay? If you resonate to this amethyst, it's a heart. It's an amethyst, but it was a heart, but it broke. So if you resonate to being something like an amethyst, but maybe your heart feels a little broken, that will be number 2. And then we'll do this, the tiger's eye, obelisk, tower, the tiger's eye tower. So the tiger's eye tower, the amethyst, or the orange calcite. And then you can take your moment and choose based on those 3 which one you resonate to. And we'll start this with a spirit animal message. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do it once more. For those that resonate to the orange calcite, this will be your spirit animal card. And focus your energy into that orange calcite, so you can maybe connect, and I can know what your this came out twice. Singer, and I've been talking about vocals. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. I just wanted to take a look and see if there's anything that kind of stands out. The moon itself in the image is standing out. the moon represents that reflecting energy, your intuition uh, being rising, working on your intuition, uh, enhancing your psychic abilities. Your psychic abilities presently could be heightened, and it may be because of somehow it's through you using your voice, and that work that you've been putting in, working through your through yourself with your voice is uh it's been enhancing your psychic ability. And something is about to, almost like an eureka moment, I want to say, something from your unconscious. Suddenly the whales, just the way that one's underwater, very steady, the way that the eye looks very patient, very still. Then in this other one, the image also gives this energy of something going and coming from the unconscious, inspiration, something coming through that guides you on a journey of some sort. For the amethyst, those that resonate with the amethyst and feeling like maybe you have like a broken, maybe something's hurting at your heart in some way, but you're staying strong and positive. Intuitive Loon. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. And just to give a little something is I was feeling a little, I was resonating to the amethyst myself. And intuitive, and what I was getting when I was reading my own energy, and what I was dealing with as far as this whole situation with my bird, meditating and because I already have this strong intuition, but doing something to strengthen it, because there's a strong bond, and there was some sense that I can, there was this also chance that I may find her through a business, and I was thinking of maybe the SPCA or something like that, an organization, like maybe somehow somebody finds her and then brings her in, and then I find her that way, because it did look like there was some form of a business potentially that I could possibly find her through. But so trusting your intuition for those that are coming in, because that is going to guide you through anything that you may be dealing with. Loon, intuitive. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. And every time I stopped looking for her and I would sit down and I would more meditate, suddenly she'd arrive at the house. And then I stopped doing that because I started chasing after her. And then chasing after her, I swear, I think I just kept on leading her away, because I was calling her and I'd call her and I'd keep going and I'd just keep walking, so she'd just keep going. But then the last day I saw her, though, she was actually outside of my house. Not to keep talking about it. This is how I'm processing dealing with it, I guess. the baby looking at the grown-up there is sort of standing out. So there may be that there's some like child, either your inner child would like your attention, would like some attention, your inner child would like some attention. Then there might be something to do with actual children, because the ones behind her, the bird, kind of popped out a little bit, and I don't know if some people may resonate. You can take a peek at this, and sometimes, you know, it's taking that second and finding an image, that a part of this image that stands out to you, and then how does it correlate. This right here, this image of the light, the sun, and I was getting the sun when I was pulling cards a moment ago. I was getting the sun, so it's like the clarity is on its way, the intuitive, you know, trusting your intuition and trusting in that universal, you know, so you're not being overly, you know, you go from concerned to worried to stressed to, you know, mental chaos when things are out of your hands. That sun, clarity, happy news, next level happiness. So for those that resonate to the tiger's eye, what is a spirit animal card for those that resonate to the tiger's eye? Dolphin, play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. Play. So you may have been just maybe in that more playful space recently. Your energy is in this more childlike, playful, trying new things, trying things that are just not of your norm, but in this like experimental curiosity, or engaging in something that you've been working on in a more light-hearted space, or this is the call to. Let's take a peek at it and see if anything pops up. I don't know why, but the color, there's like this very, very slight tint of like a orange. I thought it was like a pink, but it's not. But just like the color for some reason is standing out away from the blue. It's almost like it's like almost where in the image I'm paying attention to the in-between, because there's so much of everything else, but this color is, there's so little of it, but I'm noticing it in the entire image. So there's like this silver lining, I want to say, not silver, but it's almost like a copper lining. That's what it reminds me of. So maybe it's like the spirit lining. Communication. You've been in contact potentially. And there's this fly, kind of, which is a creature that is strongly connected to Egypt. The fly. I think of the fly, how, not to get morbid, how they, they can be birthed and, born through, that the gross things, let's just put it that way. And it's their species has passed through all of this life basically through what they ingest. And I think about how, how that would somehow energetically connect them to us just through how they consume, or what they consume, and how they reproduce. Not to get weird, or and I think about how dolphins, the way that they communicate, the communication of a dolphin is like this echo. They can mentally, telepathically connect to each other, and energetically. The way that they speak to each other is obviously more within their minds, and they're highly intelligent. Perhaps even there's a sense of communication of I don't know if it's communication, or it's like downloads maybe into your present moment that give you information as needed in the present moment as it's needed. So it's like, maybe you're just like, how did I know these things? How did I know that? Like, I don't even know how I knew that. It's already within you. It's already in your unconscious. However, there is something, maybe not just you, something within your in-between energetic field that is also assisting you bring out information that you can connect to, that's already within you already. But maybe it wasn't as easily to access it before. It's becoming easier to access it now. And that's why. And there's this guidance within you that knows where you're headed, even if you may not see where that is. In the whole. So those moments are a part of that greater, of this greater path that you're walking down. Connecting, communicating, psychically communicating. So we have the humpback whale. Let's see what tarot says about the person that chose the orange calcite. What is it that they require to know right now? You have a spiritual teacher that's possibly about to celebrate you. For strengthening your spiritual connection. There may be some form of ceremony. Father of Wands with the singer. Being the leader, being confident in your chosen passion, your chosen ambition, what you're putting your energy towards. You're standing confidently in that space. Raising your vibrations consistently. You're standing strongly in your... Apologies, I had to turn the camera off for a second. You're standing in your power. You're also working on how you face the outside world, conducting how you conduct yourself in the present moment. You're feeling more, your ability to face people more cool, calm, and collected is has strengthened. And I think that's part of what I was maybe even also sensing, is that your guides have maybe some form of celebration in store for you. Those that resonated to the loon, or not to the loon, to the amethyst, and we have already now the loon. For those that resonated to the loon, and I apologize for any background noise because we have just life going on around me. So for those that resonate to the loon, to the amethyst, to that energy that we've been connecting to there. Okay, there's gonna be a reason to celebrate shortly, and right now, universe is asking you to remain strong through what is become this challenges that you may be facing right now that may be out of your hands. However, staying strong in that space is going to lead to a celebratory moment, possibly getting information that is required through a connection of some sort, or through friends, or through someone you know. Good news is received, and a reason to celebrate through connection is what is, I feel, being shown here, what I sense is being shown here. Remaining in that strength, I think of, the courage, also the courage to embrace this, of what's going on, and, embrace it in a way where it doesn't put resistance within the situation, simply because of being overly stressed about any one thing. Just remaining in that strength of and courage of the situation that you may be facing. You have a reason to celebrate coming in. And for those that resonated to the dolphin, and just before I go on to the next person, actually, I want to say something for the first pray here. And that's what I was sensing, is that you're standing in your own personal power for this one, for the orange calcite. You're standing in your personal power, and you're also getting to know that space within that strength of yourself. You've been putting a lot of work into yourself, and that work is about to be is reflecting into your present moment, being able to face any situation that may be even extremely challenging with this more balanced internal space. And I feel the work that you've put in is leading you towards I think of ceremony, I think of a wedding, but if it's not a wedding, it's something equivalent to that. A celebratory time, a moment of celebrating yourself, you yourself, your guides, in divine time, you coming into a time and space where you are going to perceive that this is this is you being celebrated by the all through you meeting the present moment in the middle and getting stronger in that self. And then for those with the amethyst, you know, you're dealing with what you've been dealing with possibly, because I did speak of that broken heart energy, remaining strong. And I was dealing with this, I had this resonance to it myself. So in my own interpretation, there's this potential, and it will resonate to each one of us depending on what we're facing. And that strength, being in that strength of our self and courage of the present moment, and staying strong within our own intuition, being that intuitive, connecting to our own intuition, staying consistent with that self-respect so we can, you know, be in that right space in the right time to meet that celebratory moment in the middle. And then for those that resonated to the tiger's eye, for those that resonate to tiger's eye, I was just talking about it, and this card pops up for the dolphin. So the dolphin, tiger's eye, connecting to communication that's leading you down a path, and you see that this couple engage in an engagement or a wedding, some form of ceremony. And that was just what I was saying. For this, you know, this is also, I sense this as where your trajectory is for this one. This is where you are standing. This is where you are in your present moment of receiving all these, maybe all this connection has been leading you to a divine connection that, I don't know, at maybe a celebratory engagement or a party. So, I have to get back to this, and I just have people coming and going, so I keep pausing it just so we can not have the sounds of interruption. For those that resonated to the dolphin, and now we have the Four of Wands, celebrating your achievements. So you're in this playful space, you're in this lighthearted space because you feel you have this sense of achievement going on in your present moment. It could be getting a new home. This could be a new job, a new relationship, or a relationship going to the next level, a graduation. And I think about how we are in that playful space, and something to do with the interconnectedness of the all is what I was sensing, honestly. And it was a sense of, you're not just celebrating with those that are in this physical reality. There's this sense of, you're also celebrating with a spirit team. What resonates to you? So, let's see. I feel like, is there anything else, just because you're celebrating, is there anything else that Spirit would like those that had the tiger's eye, that were resonating with tiger's eye, to know? Is there anything that work that you're putting in is going to be successful? There's going to be a turn, there's going to be a sudden change of events, or things are going to turn in your favor with success and the Six of Pentacles. So a financial windfall, a successful financial windfall through, I think of just maybe you know, how we talk about how there's no such thing as coincidence, and there's just like maybe just a lot of little moments that all line right up to where you end up being successful. And this could be a financial win, or a balance within a connection or connections with others. One second. Just so I don't miss anything. You're in like this, you're gonna receive some form of generous offer, is what I feel. It's like some form of generous offer, and it'll be this, you know, incredible time to celebrate because of this incredible offer coming in for you. I'd like to pull a card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life for each of you, or each of the readings. Okay. Starting out with the orange calcite. And if you resonate with the orange calcite, you may be working through your, what is that, the sacral solar plexus, sacral chakra. And the orange right now is also standing out in the lightning bolt. So that might be where you'd want to really maybe work on your energy field. Doing maybe force frequency, different forms of meditation, clearing your chakras, purifying them, doing that daily self-respect, which I'm sure you are, since you're coming out so strong within that space. So I think of the I'm just gonna get back to it. So one card for the 42 Ideals of Ma'at, for those that resonated to that. I honor virtue. This just because the obelisks, these towers, it reminds me of the High Priestess, this card, for some reason. I honor virtue. Then you see this high vibrational purple. It's like a pink purple. It reminds me of the color of the pineal gland chakra. One second. One, I honor virtue. So, I honor virtue. Virtue is defined as moral excellence, goodness, or righteousness, but the definition alone does not fully encapsulate what living this ideal means. It has been said that the four cardinal virtues are temperance, prudence, courage, and justice. Four pillars emerging from a strong spiritual foundation that holds the divine astral architecture of the soul in place. The pillars of virtue can be honored by remembering the call to action this ideal evokes. To know means to record in one's memory, but to understand means to blend with the thing and to assimilate it to oneself. That's an Egyptian proverb. To show temperance is to be reminded to keep your spiritual scale balanced, to keep a calm mind, to control your emotions, to breathe, to remember love or the highest truth. To demonstrate prudence is to exercise caution, to remain practical, and to use discretion. It is to be aware and ponder the weight of your actions, to contemplate how each choice may manifest through every area of your life. Weigh and consider your options for action, because there is always a direct reaction as it ripples through time. To be courageous is to keep an open heart and to stay strong in the face of adversity. It is to be reminded to create from a place of love by aligning your heart with your mind. You can dissolve any fear by facing it head on, because the only way past fear is through it. All darkness has the potential to be transmuted into light by letting your own inner light shine. Emotional, physical, and mental strength are the actions of the inner light from which courageousness emerges. The fortitude of I honor virtue allows for liberation of spirit, untethered from the binding chains of fear. To apply the virtue of justice to your life is to will what is fair and to remember to do the right thing always. Being righteous isn't about having to be right. It's about being right in the spiritual sense of communication, or spiritual sense of connection to heart, to compassion, to kindness, to empathy, and to humble awareness of the interconnected nature of every living being. And it mentions spiritual liberation, which is what a cockatiel, through just being themselves, represent spiritual liberation. And my bird is on the loose. So in the sense, it's like my spiritual liberation. It's my bird left. She's been set in this way free to be, even though she's not in her space. She's not in the space that she's meant to be. She's meant to be, yes, she is a wild. If she wasn't already domesticated, she would have been in the wild, but she's a domesticated creature. She has a family, and this is not where she hails from genetically. So, it's just interesting that came out, and that word just made me think of her. So perhaps it's like you're coming, you're in this path of coming home to yourself. I think about how, you know, we have this freedom of choice as a more conscious creature. You know, we are a creature, we are a form of life on earth, but we have consciousness to be able to choose, you know, to make choices, to work on ourselves, to perceive. We have eyes and a brain and a heart and all these. It's like our bodies themselves are various brains that are all also connected to the actual brain. For those that connected or resonated to the amethyst heart, as a card from the 42 ideals of Ma'at in daily life, for those that resonated to the amethyst. I act respectfully of others. I act respectfully of others. We see the feather, which is this representation of, you know, the heart. And then this flower, which a flower, when you think of life, when we're in flow, we are blooming in life because we are unfolding with our what we are capable of, versus, you know, being stuck and fixed into something. That would be my other birds. That one is Pineapple. His name is Pineapple. That would be Guitar, saying hello. She's like, I want to come over. I act respectfully of others. Hang on, baby. Or I am. I apologize. I act. $30. So if you add 3 plus 0, that's also 3, which is also it's a spiritual number. The divine, the Trinity. The perennial golden rule of doing unto others as you have done unto you. 1 second. Okay. So, as you have done unto you. This is Guitar. She is a cockatiel. Has withstood the test of time as a simple reminder to treat others as you'd like to be treated. Respect is the operative word for this golden wisdom. It is through the admiration of another as a reflection of self that we are reminded to embody and encode this conduct into our consciousness as our own moral code. The samurai of medieval Japan lived by an unwritten code of conduct and morals known as Bushido. The 6 virtues of this code were courage, benevolence, politeness, loyalty, self-control, and honor. Honorably respecting and appreciating all life was of the utmost importance to these warriors of days gone by. You are the master and commander of your mind, and how you choose to conduct yourself is either as a beacon of benevolence or a mirror of malevolence. When we remember to reflect light and remain enveloped in loyalty to the great esteems of virtue, we merge the heart with the mind and find beauty in every walk of life. As we travel through life courageously, quell the fires of ego when met with perceived disrespect, Not all seek to advance on the path of embodiment. Not all have awakened to similar desires. Judge not, love more, and let those who are sleeping dream. Remember to live lucidly within your own conscious imagination, flowing, not fighting. Manners are a habit, the outward bearing of a person, but also a style of art or literature. When our outward bearing is that of respect, the art of our life is in what we create and cultivate by the lives and moments we touch. We are a living tessellation, a perfected pattern within the puzzle of perception, with our conduct acting as a conduit of the golden rule applied. Living this ideal also allows us to pass pure positive energy to all we encounter and perennially leave a lasting impression. I just think how that echoes, leaving a lasting impression through that benevolence. And then we're going to move straight on to, I apologize. Missed guitar. We're going to pull one more card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at. For those that resonated to the Tiger's Eye, okay, so I do good. I do good. Love how there's this flow coming from around her voice, but it looks like she's in a portal. And it looks like she's just in this flow. I do good. So 34, 3 plus 4 is 7, so 7, strong intuition, strongly intuitively led, strongly spiritually connected. Progression. Okay, in physics, the conservation of energy means that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Emotional gradients gradually fade in and out of consciousness, depending on what lesson life leads us through and how the mind makes sense of the mysteries of the phenomenal world. Laughter, tears, and orgasm are all ecstatic releases in their own right, coordinates of consciousness rooted in the heart center. Happiness as the effervescence within the heart space is so special because when life shows us contrast, sense memories remind us that although what comes up must go down, melancholia's monotony can transform if we recall the power of a smile when things appear to go south. The nebulousness of emotion and how energy is conserved can present a challenge when attempting to do good. In every effort, especially if you are looking to live in an alignment with this particular ideal. The nebulous notion of good is often subjective, a construct of culture and imagination. What truly defines something as the antithesis of bad can be theorized to be the energy behind action. So it's like something that can be perceived as bad. That thing can also put you in alignment with your greater path if that thing hadn't happened. So it's really how you perceive something versus giving it a label and attaching meaning to something, but more staying in that neutrality that the great all has a plan, and doing the self-respect of your own energy body and your own physical body and your own, all those ways we can respect our own selves so that we meet the world on the external in the middle in a more balanced way. As energy is something that cannot be created, but rather cultivated and transformed, we empower the invisible world by embodying heart-based emotions in our actions, reactions, choices, and connections. Good as a primary option, as an offering or an articulation of the way of kind deeds, warm words, and a devotion to being the best possible person you can be. The etymology of gospel finds its truest root in the Greek word euangelion, meaning good news. Ancient tradition spoke of the most sacred actions and greatest stories of all time, from lip to ear. Good books, which spread good news, allow words to exist in three-dimensional objects so that the testimonies of history and the accounts of the great mysteries can be studied and observed. Goodness embodied allows for an existence which is history in motion, emotion expressed in the highest form, energy transformed into a testimony of a life lived in alignment with loving kindness, and a conversation of affection to cause an effect to a world in need. With every deed done, time becomes dented with dignity. Human hearts expand farther away from density, and the light of the earth shines brighter than before. That's really beautiful. I think when we're successful within that passion or that inspiration of self, and that deed is done, and our own internal energy body is lighter, the density within this world is lighter, inevitably, as we are all connected. And everyone who does that, just puts that positive pebble of progression towards life moving forward, respecting themselves and being in that space of that ideal. Thank you for coming to this message. I pray that you found something that will help you on your journeys, moment to moment. Live in peace, and thank you.